Diversity of living things and their environment, ecology. Introduction. In this section, you will cover fundamental aspects of ecology, including defining key terms such as ecology, ecosystem, habitat, and factors like biotic and abiotic elements. You will then identify and study a variety of ecological habitats. Throughout the section, you will see a progression from understanding interdependency in habitats to studying ecological tools for population estimation and methods for determining energy flow within ecosystems. Discussions in the later part of the section will focus on the relevance of different energy flow. Ecology and the various ecological terms. Living things, micro or macro, do not exist interdependent of others. The interdependence on each other is seen in the various ways in which living things interact among themselves and with their environment. This interdependency brings a balance or harmony to nature. The branch of biology that studies these interactions among living things and their environment is ecology. Fundamental concepts in ecology, that is ecological terms. Ecosystem. This is the interaction among living things and their environment at a particular place. Ecosystem exists in all habitats. For example, aquatic ecosystem, that is ponds, rivers, and coral reefs, and terrestrial ecosystem, that is rainforests and grasslands. Biosphere. This is the part of the earth and its atmosphere where life exists. It includes the atmosphere, that is air, hydrosphere, water, and lithosphere, land. Biomes. These are large natural areas of ecosystem with particular climates. The distinctive climate there influences the kind of flora and fauna found there. Examples of biomes are the tropical desert, rainforest, savanna grassland, and tundra. Abiotic factors. These are three non-living physical and chemical components of an ecosystem, such as sunlight, temperature, water, soil, air, and nutrients. Biotic factors. These are all the living components and their products that affect other living organisms of an ecosystem. It includes all the plants, animals, fungi, microorganisms, and the activities of humans. Population is a group of individuals of the same species living in a specific area. Community. Community is a group of different populations of organisms living together and interacting in the same ecosystem. Members of a community depend on each other for food. Species. This refers to a group of organisms that can interbreed and produce offspring capable of reproduction. Habitat. Habitat is a specific place within an ecosystem where an organism can live successfully. In other words, it's the natural home of an organism. Niche. A niche describes the location and function of an organism within its habitat or ecosystem. It includes how the organism uses resources, interacts with other species, and respond to environmental conditions. Food chain. A food chain is a linear sequence of organisms existing in any ecosystem through which energy and nutrients are transferred. In other words, it's a linear feeding relationship between organisms in an ecosystem. A food chain shows how energy flows or is circulated within an ecosystem. Food web. It's a complex feeding relationship between organisms in which some organisms may be part of more than one food chain. It can also be defined as a network of organisms in an ecosystem which directly and indirectly depend on each other for food. Autotrophs, into brackets producers. These are usually green plants or some bacteria which are capable of producing their food, either through photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Producers begin food chains or webs. Heterotrophs, into brackets consumers. These are organisms that obtain energy by feeding on other living things. Consumers may be classified as I. Herbivores are primary consumers because they feed on plants. Example, goats and horse. II. Carnivores feed on other animals. They are secondary or tertiary consumers. Example, lion and cheetah. III. Omnivores feed on both plants and animals. Example, human beings, birds and bears. IV. Decomposers feed on or break down dead organic matter, thus causing nutrient recycling in the ecosystem. Example, bacteria and fungi. Predators are organisms that hunt, kill and feed on other organisms, into brackets prey, for food. The activities of predators ensure population size of prey is regulated to maintain a balance in the ecosystem. Prey are organisms that are hunted and fed upon by other animals. Prey serves as a means for energy transfer to predators in food chains. Example, deer. Competition. This is interspecific, into brackets between species, or intraspecific within species. Struggle for resources such as food, shelter, mates, and water, which ensure survival. Symbiosis. This refers to a close and long-term interactions between two different organisms living in close physical association with each other. The three main types of symbiosis are parasitism, into bracket one species benefit at the expense of the other. Commensalism into bracket one species benefit while the other is unaffected. And mutualism into bracket both species benefit from the relationship. Biodiversity refers to the variety and variability of life on Earth. This also includes the variety of species in a particular place within the ecosystem. Ecological succession refers to the orderly series of species replacement. It can also be explained as the process of change in the species composition and community structure of an ecosystem over time. Primary succession. This process takes place in areas where there have been no previous communities, such as on a bare rock, sand dunes, or the wall of an abandoned building. On a bare rock, for instance, perennial plants such as lichens may colonize the area, paving the way for other plants and animal species. Primary successions often proceed very slowly. Secondary succession occurs in habitats that have been disturbed, as in abandoned croplands, unused railways, ploughed grassland, or forests damaged by storms or timber harvesting. Secondary succession often proceeds faster than primary succession, partly because secondary successions are often closer to sources of colonizers, and partly because the effects of the previous communities have been wholly erased. Ecological footprint into brackets EF. This measures the total area of land and water needed to support an individual's population's lifestyle. This includes resource consumption into bracket food, energy and materials, waste generation and carbon emissions. Carbon footprint into bracket CF. This specifically focuses on greenhouse gas emissions, mainly carbon dioxide resulting from human activities such as burning fossil fuels, transportation into bracket cars and industrial processes. Conservation refers to the effective utilization and protection of natural resources to ensure a perpetual supply. This includes maintaining the health and function of ecosystems and biodiversity for present and future generations.